Hello YouTube. Well, this one might go a little bit longer, so it is what it is. But doing another politics video, so we'll be covering the whole Iran thing. Obviously, we're all sitting here going, not really sure what's going to happen. Yeah, we're all still there. Not sure what's going on with the whole... They say they want diplomacy and then they go ahead and doing diplomacy through bombing or something. I don't know. It's just typical, like, American, talking themselves up kind of stuff. But look, I feel like America really underestimated Iran on this one. They didn't watch the war in Ukraine and what the Russians had learned from the Ukrainians and vice versa. And they learned nothing from any of that. So now they're in a pickle because, Iran can build drones, right? You can make drones out of anything, like cardboard, plastic, rubbish, whatever. It doesn't matter. As long the Americans bomb one factory, so what? You just put another factory up or wherever they make these things and they just make more. Like, they're cheap and they work. The only things that would be hard to get would be the electronics to make them fly where you want them to go. But for the most part, that's not really that hard. So, yeah, so this whole situation there, not great. And then obviously you got the whole Strait of Hormuz thing. And that's not good, right, for the whole world, because it's basically choking the whole world and saying if you don't comply to Iran's demands, the whole world suffers. The whole world is suffering, by the way. So, yay, this whole thing. And then Trump saying, to the allies, oh, we're disappointed that you guys aren't going to help. Well, we didn't ask for a war. We don't want to fight no war. You dragging us into your war. We don't want nothing to do with your war. All right? The only thing we ever wanted was just to have a families and raise our families in peace. That goes across the board for all countries and all people. All right? It doesn't matter what country you're from. It doesn't matter what country you live in. It's pretty much the same. You just want a job. You want to look after your family. You want to raise them to have good values. And you want to be left alone. What part of that doesn't the world understand, right? Why do these politicians and elite people have to always ruin it for all the 8 billion of the rest of us, right? Just leave us alone, all right? Take your silly squabbles. Don't involve us. Don't involve any of us. Just go deal with it yourselves. Put on some boxing gloves, whatever. We don't care. Just go away. Sort it out between you. It's got nothing to do with us. And we don't want to have anything to do with it. We just want to be left alone. All right? So as far as your wars are concerned, message from the world, no. They're your wars. They're not ours. Go fight them yourself. If they mean that much to you, go fight them yourself. Take your gun and go shoot whoever. Just leave us alone. We don't want nothing to do with it. So, yeah, and as for this whole, the whole rest of the world suffers, it's not good, man. I get why they're doing it, but it's not good. So, we're all, I don't know about the rest of the world, but we're all starting to think, what happens when we get close to running out of oil, or petrol or diesel or whatever? Do we lose our jobs? Can we feed our family? What's going to happen, man? I don't know. What's going to happen? We don't know. No one knows. Not the companies we work for, not the governments, nothing. Nobody knows. And I mean, all the kids out there that might see this video and go, what, so you're telling me adults don't really know what's going on? Yeah, sorry kids, we don't. We wing it most of the time. Most of the time it's just whatever. Something happens and then we got to deal. That's basically life. So, yeah, this time it's basically some of the world has decided to attack the other world and very like important resources that run the countries is now being used as leverage to get what they want, which, yeah, like, and you know, the whole America, like, I mean, I just don't understand this perpetual war, like always at war. You guys, like, you haven't done your 6-month quota of fighting some country, so you got to fight some other country, like, yeah, and I mean, you guys said, oh, Iran's military's defeated, and then they're still shooting missiles at Israel and your bases and everything. Like, it's like, yeah. And then the fact is, like I said, you guys learn nothing from this, like, Ukraine war. Like, you learn nothing at all. Like, they're employing the same tactics that we used over there. Same tactics, same results. And you guys are like, oh, I didn't know they could do that. Of course they could. You threatened their lives. What did you expect them to do? Stand there and let you shoot them? Like, come on. Like, you're not using your brain. You're not using your brain. All right? And just remember, like, when you talk about these things, like, thing that you got to remember is, like, you're putting people's lives on the line, and then you think you're going to get them as an ally. Oh, you killed their Ayatollah. Yeah, that's great, right? They've got people, you know, that don't like him over there. That's fine, you know? Get that. But you don't think, like, you're still bombing their country where they live. Like, that's not a good way. You know, that's... We're talking about having talks and diplomacy. Look, to be honest, guys, my thoughts are, and even though people will get shocked when I say this, I'm just waiting for nukes to fly. That's it. I'm waiting for nukes to fly. There's too many hotheads in the world at war with nuclear bombs, and they're just all itching for an excuse to use them. And they'll say, oh, we don't want to use them, but they're all sniggering behind their hand, like, we're going to use them, yay, yeah, we're going to prove they're powerful, yeah. You know exactly what I'm talking about. You got the Israeli guy, Netanyahu is definitely wanting to be pressing that nuclear button. 100% that guy's a nut job. He loves killing people, so... He's definitely going to be wanting to wipe out a city. He wants to blow up a city, for sure. Okay? 100% he wants to blow up a city. Trump, I don't think so, but, you know, he gets convinced very easily of things, you know. I read in a comment that said, elderly people believe anything. Well, yeah, I kind of think he's in that boat. And, Russian guy, Putin, I think he only hasn't nuked Ukraine because his nukes don't work. I think once his scientists figure out how to make them work again, yeah, I think he probably happily nuke Ukraine within a heartbeat. He tried to earlier. He tried to use his Satan 2s or whatever missile, and it didn't work. It blew up on the ground. But do you honestly believe that he wasn't testing that to see if it work, to say, well, I'm just going to see if this actually works so I can lob a nuclear bomb at Ukraine? Of course he was going to do that. That's he all these big missiles that he's been testing is for that. And then he's got, yeah. The only reason they haven't nuked Ukraine is because their nukes don't work anymore. They're trash because of all their corruption, you know, the fact that they had vehicles break down and ran out of fuel and run out of supplies and blah, blah, blah. What, you think they didn't take money out of the maintenance out of, like, nuclear bombs that were basically just things sitting in the ground? Like, the people were, it's just a cash grab. It was just a cash grab. They were like, yeah, build them, just forget about them, bury them, who cares? Yeah, they don't do anything in Russia. Like, they didn't spend any money maintaining them. I guarantee they don't work. So, yeah. But, yeah. That's all I've been waiting for, and I really hope I'm wrong. I'm happy to be wrong about that, but that's my belief. Prove me wrong, world. Prove me wrong. Change my mind. Change my mind. Peace.